everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies. And this morning, we got ourselves a brand new trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We all thought we would get this trailer tonight during the San Diego Comic-Con panel for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, but the trailer ended up leaking online, and it caused Universal and Blumhouse to decide to release this trailer this morning completely out of nowhere. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is giving you guys my thoughts on this trailer, as well as taking a look at some Easter eggs that I spotted from the games, as well as speculate on what could end up happening in this movie. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And if you haven't already, go ahead and check out my trailer reaction that I did for this new Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer. And later today, we have the Has-Been Hotel San Diego Comic-Con panel, so you can expect a video of me talking about that panel. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so giving you guys my thoughts on this trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it got me really more excited for this movie. It sucks that my hype level for this movie, maybe when it's close to release and afterwards, it's gonna be 3 or 2 weeks, because 2 weeks after FNAF 2 is my most anticipated movie of the remainder of the year, Avatar Fire and Ash. But yeah, this trailer got me way more excited for this movie, and I am really excited to check this movie out on the big screen, and that is something that I am definitely wanting to do. Definitely, I'm going to see this movie in theaters, and I cannot wait to experience this second movie on the big screen. But alright, getting into some of the stuff that they revealed in this trailer, I'm actually going to start off with something that I actually missed whenever I saw this trailer for the first time when I did my trailer reaction. So, in the trailer, we do see this present looking box, and that box is actually the home of the puppet, the marionette animatronic that lives in that box that was introduced in that second FNAF game. When that box opened and McKenna Grace was looking at it, I was like, we're actually going to see the puppet. We're actually going to get our first look at the puppet, and that did not happen. But upon rewatches of the trailer after I recorded my reaction, I actually spotted that, no, we actually do get to see the puppet in this trailer. One of which of Elizabeth Leo's character Vanessa looking down this well, and you could see the puppet's hands, fingers, moving on the ceiling. Creepy. And then we also get another shot of Vanessa where you can clearly see the puppet was in the background. Now I completely missed this because we did get a shot before this shot of Vanessa and the puppet where we see a little kid looking into some door windows where we see the eyes of Springtrap. Now we're gonna get to Springtrap later on in this video, but I can't believe that I actually missed the puppet whenever I saw this trailer for the first time. That is something I just had to point out right away, just because I didn't see that the first time around I saw the trailer. And then speaking of stuff from the second game, towards the end of the trailer, we do get to see the Freddy mask. Now, if you don't know, this is something that was introduced in the second FNAF game, where one of the mechanics of the game was you could put on that Freddy mask, and it basically disguises you from the other animatronics based on they have facial recognition features, and that prevents you from getting jump scared and killed in the second FNAF game. The only character that sees right through that mask is Withered Foxy. But it's really cool to see that they are going to be bringing that Freddy mask into the actual movie. I didn't know if they were going to do that, but given that this movie is adapting the second FNAF game, and we have the toy animatronics, the withered animatronics, and the second pizzeria location, it was no given that they were gonna bring up that Freddy mask, and they actually did. And I'm actually really excited to see how that Freddy mask actually is gonna play out in the movie, since we do see Withered Chica going up to Mike when he puts on that Freddy mask. And then speaking of the animatronics, we do get more shots of these toy animatronics in the movie, and they are looking really good. I'm liking like the shiny plastic feel that these toy animatronics have, and they look like they were directly pulled from the video game, so they did a great job there. But the animatronics that I really want to go ahead and talk about here is that we finally got our first look at the withered animatronics in this movie. Now, these are the same animatronics that we saw from the first FNAF movie, but they're more beaten down, more torn down, and in some cases, one of them lost their face, Withered Bonnie, and we only get like 3 of the withered animatronics in this trailer. We got Withered Foxy, Withered Bonnie, and Withered Chica, and they all look amazing in this movie. Now, we haven't gotten Withered Freddy, so I don't know what they would go for Withered Freddy, but given that they look so accurate to the withered designs from the second FNAF game, I can only imagine that Withered Freddy is gonna look like this shot of Withered Freddy from the second FNAF game. So I'm thinking that Withered Freddy is gonna look amazing in this movie, and I'm just loving how accurate these animatronics are to the games. Like, they even have Withered Bonnie without his face, and you got like the little like strings of wires on Withered Chica's hands. Like, that is some attention to detail for these animatronics, and I'm really satisfied with these withered animatronic designs. We do also get to see some footage of Abby with the fast talker. Now, this was something that we got revealed through Daco's charity stream like a couple months ago, and I've speculated from ever since that image was revealed, and you can check out the video where I made this speculation and theory that I heavily think that the spirit of Garrett is somehow connected to this fast talker. And yes, this fast talker has like the same voice of like that one voice that we heard towards the end of the very first FNAF movie, where that voice spelled out "come find me" towards the end of the movie's credits. But I'm thinking that Garrett has a connection to that fast talker, and maybe it is just Garrett communicating with Abby. And from what it looks like in this trailer, that fast talker is gonna be convincing Abby to go to this second pizzeria location with the toy animatronics, which we found out at the beginning of this trailer with like some paranormal investigators. At least I think that was paranormal investigators. We find out that this is the first location. And the only reason I could see Abby going to this second location is her hoping that her friends, the animatronics from the first movie, are at this second location, and that would be the reason why Abby decides to go on her bike and ride down to this toy animatronic pizzeria, the original location. Some other random things that I wanted to point out from this show is that we got a new look at Balloon Boy, like this Balloon Boy statue that just looks very off, like nowhere near the Balloon Boy that we got from the first movie, that small figurine, or the Balloon Boy animatronic that we got in that first teaser that we got back in April. And another thing I want to point out, we get to see more shots of Mangle on top of Vanessa's car. At least I think it's Vanessa's car from what I heard from like some leaks. But yeah, we get to see Mangle on top of this car, and it just looks awesome. And that's gonna be a very cool scene to actually watch. But alright, let's finally go ahead and talk about William Afton Springtrap. We get to see more of the Yellow Rabbit in this movie. One shot we see of Springtrap just going down a hallway with his knife, at least I think it's his knife, with the lights flickering on or off. And we also get to see Vanessa get chokehanded by the Yellow Rabbit Springtrap. And like I mentioned earlier, towards the beginning of this video, we get to see like a little kid in front of like the pizzeria doors that go to like the kitchen with Springtrap looking through the windows. And that's kind of all we got of Springtrap in this trailer. But the question is, are these scenes flashback sequences to when William Afton went ahead and off those 5 children from like the 80s that we saw in the opening 8-bit credits of the first movie? Or is this post-Spring Lock from the end of the first movie, and this is William Afton going around getting revenge on Mike, Abby, and Vanessa? I do think that is the case with the shot of William Afton choking Vanessa, I do think that is post Springlock. But the scene where we get to see that Springtrap looking at that little kid through that kitchen window, I think that is a flashback sequence to where we see William Afton killing off some children. And I do think it's in those flashbacks we will get to see Henry Emily, which we did get confirmed that it is official. Skeet Ulrich, who played Billy Loomis in Scream, will officially be playing Henry Emily in this movie. So we got a Billy Loomis and Stu Macher reunion, guys. But I think it's where we get to see some flashbacks of Henry Emily and William Afton like bickering about like the murders that are going down in this pizzeria. And I don't know if Henry Emily is aware that it is William Afton going around and offing these children. But it's still really exciting to see more footage of William Afton as Springtrap going around doing some horrific things. And that will probably be one of the best parts of this movie, like seeing more of Matthew Lillard, because we barely any got of William Afton in the first movie. So I'm hoping here we get a little bit more of William Afton in this movie doing what he does, because we barely got that in the first movie. And I think Matthew Lillard, just like he did with the first movie, is gonna do a great job here as Springtrap. But that was my thoughts on this full-length trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I want to hear from you guys. What are you guys' thoughts on this trailer? Go ahead and leave that down in the comment section. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and go ahead and check out my trailer reaction for this trailer, and stay tuned on the channel later today for my video talking about the Hazbin Hotel San Diego Comic-Con panel. But until then, have a great day.